Tonight on AfterBuzz SmackDown, we continue the tag team tournament. We got Baron Corbin. We got some phenomenal matches, no pun intended. And, of course, we got a contest winner to announce, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Waiting for it to drop. Boom! There it is. You are watching us live on AfterBuzz TV, the AfterBuzz TV YouTube page. Liking, subscribing on iTunes, SoundCloud. You know how we do it. This is a good song actually to rap over. This would be a good one to rap over. Welcome everybody. I'm Christian Rosenberg. The Twitter at Real Rosenberg. The Instagram at the Rosenberg, Real Rosenberg. The T-shirts, ProWrestlingTees.com/Christian Rosenberg. A fun-filled week this week. Lots of stuff to go over. Let's get to the rest of the SmackDown team here. First off, wearing a Feed Me More shirt. But there was no Ryback in attendance this week on SmackDown. But it's okay, because Christy Olson's here at Christy Reports.
That's right. I got to represent. I got to represent for Ryback. And I also would like to say a big happy birthday to one of our dedicated listeners and my dad, Jerry. Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Wow, happy birthday.
Right? Yeah, I know. I'm so nice.
Happy birthday, Dad. Even though you're not my dad. Happy birthday anyway.
Who's your dad's favorite wrestler?
Oh, you know what? He really likes Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He's hardcore. I got him a WrestleMania shirt. Just came today. He was all excited. He sent me a picture wearing it. Thanks for making me a wrestling fan, Dad.
And the lovely gentleman next to Christy. I'm not quite sure what wrestler he's dressed up as, but he can tell us himself. At Curtain Jerks, it is Scott Narver.
I'm wearing part of my Canadian tuxedo. You know,
Oh, okay.
Oh.
representing Canada.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta take a break from the wrestling shirt. You know, you can't have people constantly gawking at you everywhere you go. I'm like, you wear that outside? Sometimes you gotta blend in with the normies.
And of course, engineering us, it's at the Jimbo Slice. Jimbo's in the building again. How are you, sir?
I'm excellent. How are you guys?
We are good. And just to clarify in the chat roll, no, me and Christy are not related.
What?
And also, you guys can see my legs?
Hey,
I didn't know.
Game Watch
the more ratings,
2016.
the better. We already get good ratings. Now they're going to go through the roof.
We could have.
Got
We could have
up
a.
for you. What can I do?
I got my legs too. I mean, you want mine too?
We could have
Want mine too?
We could have
There
an
we go.
Instagram contest. Whose games are they?
Oh, I like that. Next time we've got stuff to give away.
There we go. And we'll go over the winner contest at the end of the show. We had some
Yay.
pretty great submissions for our little talent show. And
Texas Cloverleaf, Crossface,
Yep.
Sharpshooter. So many great submissions.
so many. So many. The Rings of Saturn.
Oh yeah, that's a very good
I
one.
love that one. That
It's
one's
hard
not
to
used
tap out
enough.
to.
Always comes back to the Rings of Saturn with you guys.
I love the Rings of Saturn. That's like maybe my all-time favorite submission move.
You have to tap out with your feet.
You have to scream to the referee, I give up. Because you can't tap.
It's extra humiliating. That's why we like it.
It is. SmackDown tonight, I'll be honest. I mean, we've been loving it since it's, well, we love it, period, because we do the show for it. But we've been loving it even more since it switched to USA Network. But tonight might have been, from top to bottom, the best SmackDown since they went to USA.
It's pretty good.
I loved everything on this show. And I know that's rare for me to say. I enjoyed everything.
Congratulations, WWE. You've pleased Christian Rosenberg.
Yay!
For
Good job, everyone.
Once, but
Yeah.
he will nitpick.
That's what we're here for.
Why would I be here if I
just
wasn't
saying.
to nitpick?
Yeah, it's, there's always something awry.
Well, we kick off with Miz TV, and Miz TV is being introduced by Miss Maurice. She introduces the Miz out, and the Miz announces that Maurice is his guest. And his first question is, what's it like to be married to me?
I mean, we're all dying to know.
This would have been the first question I would have asked Maurice.
Yeah, me too.
And her answer? Perfection.
Guess he does a lot of chores, which I wouldn't have expected.
Right?
Yeah,
He's picking up after all those dogs they have.
yeah, that's the perfection. Really?
Probably because he's gone a lot, because he's on the road.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, he can only do so many
Perfection.
chores. Because
She can have book club
Right.
whenever
Yeah.
she wants. Yeah, okay. This is all making sense.
And they talk about that we are the Real Life People magazine. And this year, Miz, you're going to be named the sexiest man alive. I talked about last week how Miz is like the perfect heel right now. Mm-hmm. This makes you want to hate them so much. And that's exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. And then they start making out, which...
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Christy was into it, apparently.
Okay.
I was
They
gonna
don't
say,
do that on the red carpet.
I was going to say that was kind of inappropriate for the youths, but Christy's like, yeah, bring it on. That's why she's got the legs
Right at the beginning of the show.
Yep.
Hey,
We're getting saucy up in here tonight.
PG just means parental guidance. That's all.
Oh, true that.
Doesn't mean they can't do it.
They might have some explaining to do to their
Yeah.
kids.
Well, what better way to learn about the birds and the bees than through WWE?
That's true.
Yeah.
Ms. and Marie should teach the youth about the birds and the bees.
should.
Yeah.
It'd be their YouTube show.
A stork comes dressed like El Torito. They are interrupted by Zack Ryder. Remember how he was just Intercontinental Champion?
I do.
Maurice talks about how Ryder's just jealous because he's not a real man, and Ryder asks, how does it feel to be married to a man that wears more makeup than you? Boom! Went the dynamite. And Ryder said he's going to get that title back, but in the meantime, he'll enjoy watching Miz lose that title to the new number one contender, which we found out on Raw, which is the Swiss Superman Cesaro. But Zack was just like, you know what? If you're too afraid to face Cesaro, why don't you defend the title against me right now? Crowd was just like, yes, yes, yes.
Which is not very effective.
Well, when about 15,000 all whisper, it gets louder.
It sounds like a normal tone.
Yes, yes.
Well, yeah, no, Zack Ryder was like talking a lot of crap for someone who clearly used the same spray tanner as The Miz.
That's true.
You know? Come on. When did he get so orange?
He had to get that WrestleMania tan, and he just hasn't let go of it since.
Hasn't washed off yet?
Nope.
Yeah, Triple H left his cans out and they went to town.
So Miz and Maurice are just like, you guys want to have this match now? All right, let's do it. Oh, wait. You already have a match scheduled tonight. And it's against the Lone Wolf, Mr. Baron Corbin, 2016 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. If not only do you have Maurice with Miz, but if we keep Baron Corbin kind of around him as like his hired gun, God, that's just money for Miz.
Do you sense that? Do you think that's where they were going with this?
I mean, it might have just been a one-time thing, but it'd be kind of cool. I mean, and based on what happened with the match, it's definitely going to set up a tag match either for Raw or SmackDown next week. We had Zack Ryder versus Baron Corbin. It was kind of like an extended squash match. Baron Corbin just dominated for the most part. Hit the end of days for the win, and Corbin continued to beat up Ryder after the match, but then Dolph Ziggler ran out to make the save, stemming from their double countout for the Raw after Mania, continuing that. So, I mean, this could definitely set up Miz and Corbin versus Ryder and Ziggler on Raw or SmackDown. Maybe two more. Well, I don't know if Ryder would be involved in a match at Payback, but definitely you have Ziggler and Corbin because Miz will be busy with Cesaro. But I like how they haven't taken Ryder out of the picture yet. You know, it wasn't just like an immediate disappearance. Got to fade him out, and you're still bringing up Corbin. You're having Ziggler help him, and Miz is just looking more and more evil. Great start to the show.
Yeah, really good stuff. I mean, I've been saying this for a little bit now that they're building the divisions. They're building the tag division. They're building the women's division. It's layered, so it's not just the one contender that maybe they get pushed out of the limelight, but the chase is still there. So it's layered. It's great.
And I think this is what Baron Corbin needs right now. There's just nothing about him still that's standing out to me. Like, hook him up with a guy I'm familiar with, and then, then I'll buy him.
Does your dad like Baron Corbin?
No, I don't think so. He probably doesn't really care a whole lot about Baron Corbin. I'm gonna just go out on a limb and make that decision for him. He didn't care about Baron Corbin.
Dad, hop in the chat roll.
Yeah.
Or maybe, can your dad call in? Can you, like, get him to call in? Let's talk to your dad.
Who's stronger, your dad or Zack Ryder's
love
dad?
to do that. They're in bed right now. You know what? My dad could take Zack Ryder's dad. I'm sure of it.
Challenge issued.
Done.
Yeah. Zack Ryder's dad versus Chrissy's dad with Mrs. Dad as special referee.
Yes.
Oh my God, Mrs. Dad.
Yes.
I love him.
And John Cena's dad would just be at ringside yelling.
He's booking the whole thing.
Yes, exactly.
Love it.
So then from there we go backstage with Renee Young with Kevin Owens. She's asking about Sami Zayn. And Owens kind of issued a threat, but didn't, based on kind of what happened on Raw, where he got escorted out of the building. And JoJo was just like, or not JoJo, I'm sorry, Renee was just like, are you threatening Sami Zayn? Because if there's one thing wrestlers do not do, is threaten their rivals.
No.
That never happens.
Unheard of.
Yeah, you don't want to do something like that. You're at work. You can't threaten a fellow employee.
It's an unsafe work environment.
Yeah.
Like
You get sued for that.
Like if Christy was suddenly saying that her dad could beat up my dad,
Yeah, that's bad.
Then we'd have a problem.
That's crossing the line.
You can't do that.
No.
HR of AfterBuzz will get in on this.
Yeah.
And they are tough, let me tell you.
Very tough.
And we got some women's action. I did say women. I didn't say diva.
It's hard.
I still do
so
have to get used to
hard.
it.
They branded them so well
They did.
so that we were conditioned to say it, and now they're reconditioning us.
Paige versus Emma. You heard Emma's music at the beginning of the show, which means she was on the show tonight, which is great. And she looked awesome.
And she got an entrance and everything.
She had a full entrance. She had a promo. She had a match where she pretty much dominated Paige for most of the match.
Mm-hmm. Which is exactly what I wanted to see.
And it was a little unusual. It was to me, it was a surprise ending. Paige was starting to make a comeback. She's kind of delivering like the 10 punches or so on the turnbuckle. And Emma twists out of the way, pulls Paige's leg, and her face smashes into the top turnbuckle. Whether it was called to do that or not, it looked vicious and it looked like, hey, that's a good way to end the match. And Emma put her in a jackknife pinning position and got the win. And they're continuing to build this little feud that they got going with Emma and Becky. Mm-hmm. And great momentum for Emma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a good advancement of the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I just love aggressive Emma, man. It's so good, and I feel like she's just gonna keep getting better, and it's good. I couldn't care less about Paige, but I think that's the WWE writers' fault,
We
not
know
mine.
how you feel about Paige.
Okay, all right. I'll say it. I've been trying to lighten up with her, but then tonight, I can't bring myself to care. I do really try. I promise you, I try.
I like emo Emma a lot.
I love it.
Yeah, she's
Emo Emma.
just a badass right now. I love that she didn't win with a finishing move. Mm-hmm. That was the only way to win. She didn't cheat, really. She just took advantage and won.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty straightforward to make her look badass. This is great. She's doing a really great job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And speaking of the women, apparently this week's Believe That has to do with the women's division. So with that, let us begin. Believe That.
Yes, not quite as cool, but it still works anyway.
Something happened with the video for this week. We'll fix that for next week.
We love it. All right, guys.
Do you believe that?
Has. I believe
that?
it. I believe it. This one has a few little parts, so make sure you listen carefully, boys. Do you believe this?
And viewers.
Allegedly, Charlotte and Natty will have title matches at Payback and Extreme Rules. They will go head-to-head for the women's title. It was supposed to be Sasha, but a Sasha title run is being saved for SummerSlam, where Sasha will get the title, and that's actually what was planned for WrestleMania before Becky was added to the match. So, gentlemen, do you believe we're going to see Charlotte and Natty go up against each other for the title, and then that Sasha's going to get it at SummerSlam, and that's what was really supposed to happen at WrestleMania before Becky was added? It's a lot of information.
That's a long way to go.
I know.
I definitely see Charlotte versus Natty at Payback based on what happened on Raw. I don't know if it's going to go 2 pay-per-views. Sasha will get the title SummerSlam, probably the latest is my guess. But you still have Becky, who can still jump in there really at any time, and who knows when Bayley may or may not show up.
Yeah.
And if they're continuing to elevate Emma, they're not going to elevate Emma from now until SummerSlam because they won't have Emma go after the title while Charlotte has it. So I don't know if she'll hold it all the way to SummerSlam. I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte held it all the way to SummerSlam. And Sasha's certainly going to win it between now and then. But I don't see necessarily Natalya having multiple pay-per-views. And there's a lot of... I mean, how many shows between now and SummerSlam? Payback, Extreme Rules, Money in the Bank. There's at least one more.
One more.
I mean, you got, plus maybe any network special. I mean, you got 4, 5, 6 big shows before that. So I'm not believing it.
I believe that.
Yes.
This is what
Victorious.
what I was talking about as far as the back burner feuds. Like Sasha's on the back burner. It seems like they're doing a good job of not overtly saying there's a number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 contenders.
Right.
But she went to the back of the line, and now they're building a division and having many feuds. So it's not just, hey, there's one women's match. That's it. And it's 2 minutes long. We're getting multiple ones now and multiple feuds. So I believe that's a solid way of doing it, and Sasha being the player they can put in their back pocket and establishing other women while doing so, like Emma, like Natalya. So I totally believe it.
So you think Natalya will have multiple pay-per-view matches?
I see that could definitely be the case. Yeah, she's getting great reactions. And
She is, because everyone's like, finally.
And I think their matches get better and better all the time. So I think they don't need to hotshot it like they do every time. They don't need to go, well, 1 month it's her, then 1 month it's her, to make it formulaic. So I could believe them really extending it.
With that being
right.
said, do you think there's a chance of maybe a women's Money in the Bank ladder match?
I kid you not. I definitely got goosebumps as soon as he said that. Yes. Because if there was ever...
Show your legs. Show your goosey legs.
Only if Christy shows hers too. There it is.
Battleground was the other.
Battleground.
yeah,
Forgot
yeah.
about Battleground.
Thank you, chat roll.
If there was ever a time for them to do a women's Money in the Bank match, it's this year.
That'd be a perfect way for Bayley to come in as well.
No, or not even that. Or you have Sasha win the Money in the Bank. So then she always had, or Emma. So they always have that shot just waiting. Oh, that's a great idea, Jimbo.
Yay.
Oh, I hope they do that.
It'd be pretty cool. I just don't want them to get hurt. There's so many people getting hurt.
Yeah, the injuries, that never happens. Oh, wait.
This was supposed to be fake. What happened?
Oh, the ladies are doing better in that regard than the guys, the injuries, but...
Then, thankfully.
Of course, the leading lady is out with a big injury, but, you know. We'll get our news on that on the Total Divas finale on Tuesday about Nikki.
Charlotte's the champion.
I just always think of Nikki as being number 1.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
Don't want to get HR in here. That's hobo relations. Yeah, he takes care of all that.
I thought I smelled something. Tag team tournament action to crown a new number 1 contender. And this tournament is sponsored by Bootios. They make sure
you ain't booty.
Thank you.
I wouldn't know. I ordered them a month ago and they still have not been shipped.
They've been back ordered.
What are you having for breakfast?
Cheerios. They make sure that I'm very booty.
Enzo and Cass making their in-ring debut on the main roster versus the Ascension. Enzo saying, if we had a dime for every time we got beat up when we were kids, we'd have 0 dimes. I mean, they never got beat up. He's the Michael Jordan of jargon, and he can give sound bites or substance. And there's a million things he can say about the Ascension, but the absolute worst thing that he can say is they're the Ascension. Remember when we were all excited when the Ascension got up to the main roster?
No.
You don't remember that?
No.
Was it erased from your memory?
No, I wasn't.
It was just so fleeting, so...
It just never was. I was never an Ascension guy.
Well, this was your typical Ascension match. They were in charge for about a minute. Enzo with a hot tag to Cass. Cass cleans house. Rocket launcher for the finisher. Enzo and Cass get the win at Advance. And it dawned on me at the end of this match, because I wasn't thinking of it before. Enzo and Cass pretty much use the same finisher as the Usos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One of them's going to have to change.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be the Usos.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they don't have a 7
Don't they
foot
just
guy
win the?
helping
Don't they
out.
just win the seniority vote on that one?
True.
Of course, they could probably come up with something new and
It's
creative.
either seniority or the
amazing.
popularity vote. It's because popularity would be Enzo and Cass.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. That was just a random observation that I saw and thought of.
What finisher would you give Enzo and Kaz?
It's got to be something where still Cass is just launching Enzo into someone. I don't know.
I would think maybe like, what did the Smoking Guns do? The Sidewinder, where like one guy did like something off the rope and the other guy.
Oh, he did a leg. I think it. No, what did he do? Didn't he hold him up as like a sidewalk slam into?
Yeah, and the other guy did a leg drop.
Yeah.
You could
What
do.
if like Enzo jumped off the rope and Big Kaz did his black hole slam type thing that he does? Splash.
Perhaps.
Something like that. I don't know. What were you gonna say, Scott?
I was gonna say like Cass could hold him up and do a front flapjack with holding Enzo onto the guy, so it's still the height, and then just drops him down on him.
Just like boom.
That could also work. Mm-hmm. So many options.
So many.
JoJo is backstage with the #1 contender for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, AJ Styles. He's talking about his match with Roman Reigns at Payback, but he's interrupted by Alberto Del Rio. Do you think you could wrestle with the big dogs like me? He says. I don't know why I just got all narrative. Del Rio mentions that AJ's all hype, and he just says, or Del Rio also mentions that he doesn't belong here. AJ's like, you're right. I don't belong here. I don't belong sitting here talking. I belong in that ring where my fans are, where I can show I am the phenomenal one and perform at the excellence that I always do.
So he got sort of weird Bo Dallas-y about it. I don't recall that.
He got
Oh, that's what happened.
he got like a graspy Bo Dallas, and all of a sudden
I don't think AJ carried on and kept going. And
he didn't go on and on like
JoJo's
that.
like pulling at his shirt, like stop talking.
So we have this match. First off, there's Del Rio. And there's no League of Nations members. Now, to their credit, they did mention on the commentary that they were flying overseas and the rest of the people that were there in SmackDown were going to be joining them after. Mm-hmm. So they acknowledged where they were, which is a huge step.
It's a good start.
Because they never do that otherwise. So they explain why. However, don't separate them if they're a group. Stop separating them.
That's happened forever.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Evolution, everything. Every faction that's happened for all of time.
No, the one guy shows up without the rest of them with him?
Yeah, with their own entrance music. Yeah.
Individually?
Yeah.
How often has that happened?
Every faction in WWE. I feel like that's always been the case. That whatever the faction and the group music and all that stuff is, like the second a guy just comes out on his own, they get their own music, and then the idea of the faction is dropped.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is that person, even if they came out with their individual music, they should still be coming out with their group.
Yeah, but it doesn't always happen.
It hasn't happened with the League of Nations. Like, there's never been a group that has happened this often.
Sure, but this is a sketchy group.
And by all reports, they're getting busted up anyway very soon. So
According to what? Is this an extra believe that?
You guys didn't read that one on WWE.com? Okay, no, it wasn't there.
No.
Was it the UN that said this?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. They have actually the most accurate WWE reports.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, there's nothing to lead to believe that at all. No signs whatsoever of that faction falling apart.
none at all. All partial jokes aside with the League of Nations.
We didn't agree to that.
Yeah, I can't do jokes aside. That's
All right.
my bread and butter.
Jokes all around League of Nations. This match, AJ versus Alberto Del Rio. I can't even say it. Alberto Del Rio. I am officially nominated as SmackDown's match of 2016. I cannot remember a match this excited since they moved to USA. It was amazing. It went back and forth so many times. AJ pretty much died in this match. And somehow got back up and still went around and did everything for like 5 more minutes after he got dropped on his friggin' head from a reverse superplex.
Yeah, like it seemed like a movie where you were like, oh, was that just a stunt double? Nope, he's cool. He's fine. He's good.
I barely took any notes on this because I was just sitting and watching it. And I mean, Del Rio he's also one of those guys where a lot of people give him a bad rap because, you know, when he talks, he's pretty friggin' boring. But he's an amazing wrestler. And this match with AJ, it made me completely forget he was in League of Nations. It made me think, oh, he was still like a top contender for the WWE title. Like he has been until he went to Mex America. But this match
near Puerto Rico, if you didn't know.
Oh, I was thinking about visiting Puerto Rico.
Beautiful beaches, I hear.
Yeah. Not
Like
a lot going on there, though.
No?
Not a whole lot. And you might lose your name when you go there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just kind of vague.
But what did you guys think of this match? Because I just couldn't get enough of this match. I thought the time was perfect. AJ won with an Oklahoma roll, so it was a sudden finish. But it went the distance, had great back and forth action. It reminded people of how dominant of a wrestler Del Rio can be, and it showed why AJ should be the #1 contender. It just had everything to me.
I feel like I'm going to go home and watch it again. Because you were so enamored with it, I have to give it another chance and see what it was that stuck out to you. So, not that it wasn't a fantastic match, because it was, but I wasn't quite as impressed as you were. So I'm going to go back and watch again until I get as excited about it as you did.
All right.
Yeah, I really liked it. It didn't... I can see what you're talking about, being match of the year for you. And I think it's just maybe the players involved that... I love AJ, Alberto Del Rio. You know, he's all right.
Yeah.
But they did bring out the best in each other. And AJ, this really showcased him in a different light than what he's been doing with Jericho. And like you said, just it made him really, really vulnerable. And he's really great at selling and making you care and thinking that he's going to be defeated at any moment, rather than he's going to get up and, you know, everything that got injured periodically throughout the match stayed injured.
Yes.
So, you know, he just kept losing life points in a Street Fighter fight. Like, he was almost out. It was really great to watch. So, yeah, I get it. Not mine, but they are really, really great. And it was a really great match.
And so we can already say that the reports weren't true. So I think it's okay to say, like, the internet was ablaze that he'd been hurt.
Well,
everyone was like, oh my God, AJ Styles has a neck injury. He's never going to wrestle again.
Well, when you watch it, you're like, he just died.
Oh, well, yeah.
And that's how good he is at selling as well, that you question the reality of it.
We bought it.
Yeah, well, I mean, and even like Jimbo, he kind of came and started watching it with us right when that happened. And I don't remember such a higher pitch coming out of Jimbo's mouth.
You would have saw me when Zack Ryder won the belt at WrestleMania. It was a little bit higher than that.
Oh, was it?
But yeah,
were there tears?
I gasped. I couldn't believe it. I had like the oh my God moment from Jim Cornette and like Beyond the Mat. It was insane. I can't believe he got up, let alone wrestled like another 5 minutes.
Yeah, and again, who knows whether or not he did suffer any injuries from it. I would not be surprised, but clearly it wasn't anything serious because he kept going. And
yeah, the chat roll speculating, saying, well, he's not hurt, but he probably doesn't feel great.
No.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
That was a rough day at the office.
He might be a little sore.
Yeah. It was good that it was his Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Tuesdays to Friday.
Well, then immediately hopped on a plane to fly across the planet.
Oh, yeah. There's always that with these guys.
Yeah.
But resting on a plane is just luxurious.
That's the same.
Your neck always feels good sitting on a plane.
Yeah. R-Truth back, and we go from that awesome match to this hilarious segment. R-Truth is backstage, getting ready because we have Golden Truth about to make their debut in the tag team tournament, but Goldust didn't want the team there, and Goldust let R-Truth know that he made some calls, and they're out of the tournament.
Their name were in brackets.
They were in the box of Bootios. And R-Truth is like, I understand maybe we rushed it, maybe we were going too fast, and worked together a little bit. And out comes Fandango.
Which we totally expected.
Well, he makes perfect sense.
Right?
Just dancing and gyrating his way, and then all of a sudden Goldust is just dancing and gyrating there with him. And R-Truth is just like, what the hell is going on? Which I think was on the mind of all of us.
Yeah, but R-Truth usually busts out the moves too.
Yeah.
So his being perplexed was a little perplexing.
And Goldust lets him know, well, I needed to fill up the tag team spot since we weren't going to do it. So now we got a new team called Goldongo. Yep. Yes, Christy.
I didn't really think about it the first time I said it.
It sounds exactly like you think it does.
Wasn't it Goldango?
Well, no. Well, Fandango pronounces it Goldongo.
Okay.
That's how Fandango pronounced it.
All right. Well, way to sneak that one by.
And
Shane McMahon's going to get in so much trouble.
Oh, when his dad finds out what they did.
Gold dongs. Oh, no.
They dance off and R-Truth is just confused. So then we have Goldongo versus the Vaudevillains, who again look great. Again dominant in this match. Whirly Dervish for the win. So apparently Goldongo might have only been a one-time thing.
Aww.
Might only have one gold dong. Oh.
Darn. Well, I guess they'll burn their shirt in effigy then next week.
Yes.
SmackDown.
Yes, they will. But now I'm starting to think, okay, how many guys in a lower card is Goldust going to team with now before R-Truth? I'm trying to think who else.
Who else could he get weird with?
Swagger.
Gold Dagger.
Yeah.
That works.
Weird the people.
Gold Dandow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would break up another faction. I don't know.
Dandow? Sandow?
Yeah.
What faction season?
Isn't he in the social outcast?
No, he's
Not
nowhere. Yet. I mean, he should be.
Those guys are so forgettable. I don't even know anymore.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow, such hate.
Gold Torito.
Gold Torito. Oh my God, make that one happen. Yes.
He's on vacation in Puerto Rico.
Well, yeah, when we oh, we're not there yet. I thought we got the Puerto Rico infomercial, but we have a Jericho promo first. He's backstage with JoJo. Classic Jericho promo here. He talks about Ambrose, Zayn, and AJ are all amateurs who don't know about respect. He reminds everyone that in San Diego, this is where he beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night to become the first ever undisputed champion. And he came back tonight to give everyone the gift of Jericho. Soak it in. And he's like Haley's Comet. A talent like his comes around once every 76 years. Guys like Sami Zayn come around once a week.
Strong words.
I love Jericho so much. He's one of my all-time favorites, and this is one of the reasons why.
It was great. To jump back real quick.
Yes.
Chat roll had a great one.
Okay.
Green Thunder, Mark Henry, and Goldust. Gold Chocolate.
I like it. I like it, Green Thunder.
Let's just start, who else could we pick? The chat roll. Just try to think of a few other people that are on the roster that he could use as a partner before R-Truth. Go. I'll let you guys think about it. As we go to Puerto Rico with everyone's favorite tag team. Welcome to Puerto Rico. That's their name, right?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, another promo of them on the beach.
No hibiscus this time.
No hibiscus, but they decided to race into the ocean. Hey, let's run and rip off our shirts as fast as we can and see who can catch a wave first.
That's actually one of the challenges at NXT. You guys didn't know that? Like, go, run in the ocean, rip off your shirt. Who can do it the fastest?
I didn't know NXT was located in Puerto Rico.
I mean, it's not that far.
Okay.
Okay, it's kind of far.
Should we? No name, no names yet for them.
I have no idea. I have no idea what this is. It reminds me of Kofi Kingston and the Carlito promos of old, where it's just like there's nothing happening in these promos. Like nothing is going on. I feel indifferent because there's just nothing.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but we just got a great one. Curtis Hardman in the chat. Golden Breeze.
Ooh,
I like that name.
it's a good one. It's a one-timer.
Oh, that's definitely a one-time. No, all of these are going to be one-timers. None of these are going to last.
Caleb Young, Boogeyman, Gold Boogie.
Okay.
Like it?
Titus O'Neil's almost due back. The Goldust Golden Dollars.
The Golden Touch is what I'd call it.
There you go.
All right.
Well, just because if you touch Vince McMahon, you're suspended.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
No, I got the joke.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Making sure.
Main event of the evening. Chris Jericho versus Sami Zayn. And again, another amazing match.
And amazing commentary.
Yeah. So, at the beginning of the match, we're interrupted by Kevin Owens and then interrupted by Dean Ambrose, who just has photocopies that he's passing to fans for the Ambrose Asylum, his new show. We have a 5-man commentary booth, and Mauro Ranallo has no idea what to do. And it's hilarious. He's trying his best to call stuff, but Owens and Ambrose, they're just taking turns going back and forth. And it's just all gold. Everything about it was just gold.
And Byron tries once, and Owens shuts him down.
Yes.
Tells him, don't speak anymore.
And he didn't.
Oh my God. Oh, it was so funny.
Just a fun main event.
It really was.
It's hard to recreate something like this every week, but it had everything. It had all the fun commentary. It had surprises. It had just a great match in general. It's seeing two guys that have not wrestled each other in a singles match before. Just great.
Yeah. There's a point in the match where Jericho just pushes Ambrose out of his chair, gives him a few shots, throws him up against a barricade. And then a minute later, Sami Zayn back body drops Jericho onto Owens. So now we got a regular commentary team all of a sudden. Match went back and forth. Zayn's getting ready for the haluva kick, but Owens runs in, causes the DQ. Moment later, Ambrose gets in the ring. We just got a massive brawl between 4 of them.
Yes.
Ambrose and Zayn stand tall as SmackDown goes off the air. And, we're setting up Ambrose versus Jericho. We're setting up Owens versus Zayn. Both matches are going to be spectacular. Again, like we were talking about earlier, setting up kind of a tag match maybe. Now, Raw or SmackDown next week, I'm sure we'll have Jericho and Owens versus Ambrose and Zayn.
Yeah, give us something to talk about.
Payback is looking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking pretty good. I'm not getting tired of these feuds.
They're all fresh.
Yeah, and it's also, we've seen Owens and Zayn going at it for a while, and I think it's credit to the wrestlers in a lot of these feuds. They just always make it feel fresh with whoever they're fighting, and there's always new elements to it, or they brawl in really just different ways that feel formulaic. It's all been really, really great TV.
Mm-hmm. It makes us continue to care.
So we'll see how it goes on. Real quick, I had one other thought that we didn't even think of as far as Goldust for a partner. Hey, remember Stardust?
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Cody Rhodes?
Who's that? Oh, the guy that teamed with Ted DiBiase?
Ted DiBiase Jr.
Excuse me.
Junior? That's not allowed.
They don't use Junior.
No
happened to that
Junior's
guy?
allowed.
I mean, he retired. All right, we got some news and gossip we got to go
He's
into.
rich.
He's a million.
He finally realized, wait a minute, I'm
Why am I doing this
I'm a
to
millionaire.
myself?
a fool.
He was able to temporarily hire Virgil,
Oh, yeah.
which is the first job Virgil's had in a long,
Anyone
long
can
time.
at a convention for $20.
Yeah. All right, let's get into news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
And I feel like every time we do news and gossip, it's always sad.
Well, then stop making it so sad. Say it
That's
really
because
cheerful.
WWE doesn't confirm anything but friggin' deaths.
Yeah.
And really, really serious injuries.
Yeah, and so yeah, we're sad to say first off there, we Balls Mahoney.
I've got big balls. I've got big balls.
This was his real theme, not the WWE one.
The original ECW
Yeah,
theme.
ECW original. He was found dead, I believe, on Tuesday. Passed away at the age of 44. Cause of death, we do not know yet. Of course, our condolences to his family, and a lot of ECW guys were tweeting, a lot of stories and their condolences over the last couple days, and a personal friend of mine from outside of here who used to wrestle on the East Coast, he worked with him. Although he was telling me like when he would come into town, he would crash in his apartment and all that, and so it's sad.
Yeah, that guy's a true original.
Yeah.
He didn't copy anyone. There was no one else like him. Bizarre, weird, funny, a badass. I mean, go back on the network and just watch some of his matches. That crowd loves him. He's just so fun. Everybody chanting balls at every offensive move that he did. It was so great.
He wasn't necessarily the greatest wrestler by any means, but he was a fan favorite.
And he was quite agile for his
Oh,
size.
for a guy his size,
He could
absolutely.
do pretty cool stuff.
I mean, I know that gets knocked around like technique and stuff like that, but anybody that can get the crowd chanting and going along with everything that you're doing, I'd say that's a great wrestler.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Balls Mahoney is very funny and a really good dude. So, yeah, sad to hear it.
And then, it's rare when a WWE superstar gets injured. It doesn't happen much at all.
No.
But apparently I believe it was in Italy, because part of the roster's in Italy, part of them's in Dubai. And at a live event, I believe it was just yesterday, Wednesday, it appeared that Bray Wyatt injured his calf during a match with Roman Reigns. The guy who they were just starting to turn kind of into a good guy. And no timetable yet on when he's supposed to come back. But that match pretty much got stopped. And he's going to be out for a while. You watch the video, like there's a video out of it happening. Like, and again, he's in these freak injuries. He's like running and then he just falls.
Well, yeah, and their family's dealing with a lot right now. The way it is, like, he didn't need this right now.
No.
True.
I'm starting to think with all these injuries that are happening, like to the knees and legs, ACLs, all that stuff, because there's a lot of them that are happening lately. Have they made some change either with their boots or with the actual canvas that like they're just getting like caught? I mean, I'm
sure they're
guessing.
scrambling to figure out, because there has to be something like that. This cannot be a coincidence. I'm
that
sure they're
all
scrambling
these
to
in
figure out what it
such a
is.
short span.
I don't know.
Yeah, so hopefully it's not as serious as it looked. But yeah, feel better, Bray.
I know the request I'd like to put out there, that we got Luke injured, we got Bray injured. So if they can't be, showing up from time to time because they need to rest, go to the compound and film some new vignettes in the compound. Let's make this happen. I miss the compound. Go back to the source.
Just do it for like 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Puerto Rico and nothing is happening. Let's go to the Wyatt compound
Because we
and
have
see some greatness.
We have to go there.
No, let's go to the compound.
I want to go to Puerto Rico instead of the compound. It looks so much nicer.
Go right ahead.
Sister Abigail might be at the compound.
Ooh.
Oh, well, in that case.
Yeah.
But Puerto Rico's got a lot more. They're going to have a lot more options than just Sister
We're pretty
Abigail.
sure Sister Abigail doesn't wear a bikini. We don't know yet.
We don't know.
We're pretty sure.
She doesn't wear a bikini? I am definitely going to the compound. That was amazing.
And then finally, guys, though, our final little bit of news is we have ourselves, we had a contest over this last week. We wanted people to send their talents because we have a WrestleMania 31 digital download as well, DVD set, courtesy of WWE. Jimbo's Young Bucks Too Sweet DVD.
Awesome.
And I was given one of my shirts. It was like a prize package, if you will,
Yay.
for someone to send us their best talents. We got some submissions. Some were good, some Yeah, I thank you for submitting.
We
What
love
a
all
heel.
of you.
What a heel.
Well, thank
I'll
you
be
for
the
submitting.
collab duel. Everyone was so great. You're all coming to Hollywood. Yay.
Stepdad over here. Stick with math.
You should be a doctor. But last night, I got sent to me this comic made by and I hope I pronounce your name right, Ryan Schroeder. Schroeder. It's a DT at the end of it.
Okay.
Ryan Schroeder. He made a comic of us on set. We got it up for you right now. I don't know if you guys can read it from the monitor, but let's recite it as our characters if you can, or I can load it up on my computer if you can't read it from there. Christy, it looks like it starts with you. I can try to pull it up on my computer so I can show it to you guys as well. But it is friggin' brilliant.
Yeah, I can't read.
First
I'll
off,
bring it up.
I look pristine. My hair is perfect. He has the roses down. I look like if Mickey Mouse and John Arbuckle had a kid.
You know, I was going to call you Arbuckle in that.
Don't I look like John Arbuckle from Garfield a
You
little
look
bit?
very Arbuckle-y. True.
All right, you guys got it up?
Almost.
Yeah.
Okay, so let us begin some AfterBuzz theater.
This is so fun. All right. So, gentlemen, tell me, do you believe that?
That sounds like a big load of hooey to me.
Christy, may...
You are a giant load of hooey, Scott.
I just said I didn't believe the rumor. Take it easy.
This is why I can't read it now. Damn it. This is
what you say
This is
all
why
the
I hate
time.
dirt sheets. Guys, spare me. I already have too many medical bills. And oh yeah, because right now Scott's getting beat up. Mm-hmm. I guess.
Boom, 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 boom.
I guess this is it for this week's AfterBuzz.
Feed me more.
So for those of you listening, just to clarify, it starts off with us on the desk. Christy gets all Ryback while wearing a Brie Mode shirt, I might add.
Yeah.
She gets all Ryback on Scott.
Wearing a
fight-
DX shirt that I don't have. Totally inaccurate. I would say remove this from the contest.
Well,
You're wearing your shirt. You're wearing your shirt. I don't have a DX shirt. That's crazy.
and it ends with Christy slamming Scott through the AfterBuzz desk.
Yes.
I'm
This-
dead. I have X's on my eyes.
I can see them right now.
Yeah.
Ryan Schroet, congratulations.
Yay.
You have won the talent contest. You got some pretty sweet stuff coming your way. This was fantastic. Great job.
They're loving it in the chat roll.
Except for they're
They're
worried
saying
about my
poor
deck.
Scott.
Yeah.
Scott got beat up.
Yeah, poor me. I don't
Via
have a DX
marker.
shirt. Oh, that's what they're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. No, they're not
Oh,
saying
I
poor
see.
Scott because you don't have a DX shirt.
I see.
No.
Seemed like a sad thing, though.
Well, that's going to wrap up this week's AfterBuzz SmackDown. We got a lot covered, and we are on the road to Payback, and Payback is looking fantastic. In the meantime, Christy, how can people talk to you?
Well, I would love it if they would follow me on the social media platforms at Christy Reports, and please also check out ChristyReports.com. Thank you.
Scott Narver.
You can follow me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks, and you can listen to my comedy wrestling podcast, Curtain Jerks, available on iTunes and SoundCloud. This week was huge. It's an end of an era for 5 years. Steve Sears and I hosting the show together. It's an epic one, and it's an emotional romp. And so if you check that out, I think you'd have a really good time.
Do you cry?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Absolutely. I love that man.
Aw, I love Steve too. Steve's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
Sweet.
And you can follow me on Twitter. Oh, wait, Jimbo, plug yourself first.
Follow me on Twitter at TheJimboSlice. That's D with 2 E's, and on the Lucha Underground after show at 10 o'clock.
All right, and I love now we got a hashtag of Save Scott in the chat roll. Follow me on Twitter at Will Rosenberg, Instagram The Will Rosenberg. Buy the t-shirts, please. ProWrestlingTees.com/Christian Rosenberg. And of course, for all your other AfterBuzz TV news and gossip, follow them on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. Thanks so much for tuning in this week. For Christy, Scott, and Jimbo in the booth, I am Christian Rosenberg. We will see you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.